Okay, welcome everybody. This is the March 1st regular meeting of the North Shore Fire Department Board of Commissioners. And our first item will be roll call.
Good evening, Commissioner Admin,
Here.
Commissioner Pratt,
Present.
Commissioner Byers,
Present.
Commissioner Webster,
Here.
Commissioner Woolham,
Here.
Chief Morris,
Present.
Chief Cowan,
Present, thank you.
Legal Counsel Matt Paxton.
Here.
I don't see our representatives from Philippa Cassover from Lake Forest Park City Council or Nigel Herbig from Kenmore City Council. And I'm Amy Oakley, Board Secretary.
Thank you, Amy. Okay, do we have any public comment this evening?
There were no advance requests for public comment. If anyone would like to make a public comment, feel free to raise your hand. You have 3 minutes to make your comment.
Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Item 3, approval of the agenda. Is there someone willing to make a motion, please?
Motion, we accept the agenda as shown. I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, we'll take a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 And aye. Okay, it's unanimous. Excellent. Thank you very much. Item number 4, we'll be moving into executive session. And Amy, would you please read the appropriate language for us?
Yes, and how long will this start off for?
I think we have a fair amount of work to do. Let's start with 20 minutes.
Okay, we're going to move into executive session for 20 minutes pursuant to RCW 42.30.1404 to discuss collective bargaining, also pursuant to RCW 42.30.1101I to discuss potential litigation, and also pursuant to RCW 42.30.1101AII to consider with legal counsel available information regarding the infrastructure and security of computer and telecommunication networks to the extent that specific system vulnerabilities are identified and other information that, if made public, may increase the risk to the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of the agency's security. It is 5:04. I'll open a break room and we'll return at 5:20. Thank you.
Amy,
Yes.
I've never done this before.
Oh.
How am I, is there something that pops up on my screen?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, and then you'll see a blue button show up in the lower right corner, say join breakout room. Great.
Perfect, thank you.
Good evening. The board is extending their executive session by 15 minutes. It's 5:25, so they'll return at 5:40. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening. The board has extended their executive session by 5 minutes, so they will return at 5:46. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes our executive session. No decisions will be made coming out. We'll move on to item 5 on our agenda, board discussion and possible action items. Then the first one will be a conversation with local 2459, who's our representative that wishes to address the board. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Item 5.2, aid 157 peak hour aid card discussion, and Chief Morris will be leading that.
Yeah, two things. First of all, we've gone, the topic has been debated back and forth, but I think my overwhelming sense is that it's supported by the board for a peak hour aid 157. And if that is the case, I would like to move forward. As you know, we currently have aid 151, which is a 2016 aid car put in service. Our backup aid 251 is a 2008. They're on 8-year replacement cycles. So within 2 years, we need to be replacing our backup aid car, aid 251. So if we are going to move ahead with aid 157, which I fully support, my recommendation is that we need an additional aid car, and we're going to be replacing our backup in 2024. My recommendation is that we move forward with purchasing 2 aid cars. Right now, we're looking at speaking with Battalion Chief Hansen, who does our apparatus for us. We're looking at 13 to 15 or 16 months out from when we order it. So that's already going to put us well into 23 before those apparatus arrive. One question I had was our reserve funding and our plan for these, and do we have room for that additional apparatus? So contacted Tom Brochi, our CPA that we've used, now retired, and got our plan, our reserve funding plan for it. And it's well within the scope and does not deplete our fund to a very acceptable level. So he didn't see any problems with it, and I'm more than comfortable moving ahead with that. But what I would ask of the board is I'd like to receive approval for moving ahead with that. But before we purchase a second one, I would like to have further discussion with Chief Cowan and Deputy Chief Foster and Nan Curvis to make sure we're taking that whole holistic view of the apparatus that they have, make sure they have the appropriate number of backups. I don't believe they have an extra, but if they did, then I wouldn't want to pull the trigger on the second one. So once that's all verified and operationally I have those discussions with Shoreline, I'd like to move ahead.
Commissioner Webster.
Talking about aid 157 peak hour, that's something that I believe our whole board has agreed to. And so just wanted to make sure to add that as part of our contract for services, that we plan to go that way. I want to make sure that we have full consensus from the board on that for discussion.
Yeah, I believe Commissioner Webster at a previous meeting, I can't remember the exact date, but we had unanimous consensus that that's the direction we wanted to move. Yeah, that may have
been putting the contract together. That was one of the items that we weren't certain of, but we would like to, I believe we have something included in there, and we'll definitely have that part of our contract for staffing. So, okay, thank you.
Chief Morris.
Yeah, one additional thing that is important, and to get our aid car outfitted like Shoreline's aid cars. Once we go to full transport, we want the auto load mechanisms for the stretchers in the back of the aid car. We currently have one on aid 151. We do not on aid 251. So, and we would obviously purchase one with a new aid car. That they're fairly expensive. It's in the range of $50,000 before tax for the new stretcher and the auto load mechanism, but those are also transferable. So we get a new aid car, you can pull that out and put it in the next one. So that would obviously be part of the new purchase, but I would like approval to move ahead and outfit aid 251 with that as well.
Commissioner Webster.
A question on that, Chief. We're talking about getting are we getting just a new chassis, or are we going to get a chassis in a box? Are we transferring the box to a new chassis? What's the plan?
Right now, for our replacement, the way we've been doing it is entire new aid car, chassis and box. Shoreline has a different model. So the next replacement cycle, if I understand correctly, the box is saved, they get a new chassis, and they drop the box on the new chassis. And I would expect moving forward, that's how we would just fit right into their system.
So it sounds, Chief Morris, like you need a little more time before the board makes a decision on the second aid car. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, my preference would be if to obtain approval, if after conversations with Chief Cowan and Deputy Chief Foster and Nan Curvis, that the need is there, then I'd like to pull the trigger on.
But it sounds like it's gonna need a motion from the board. So my recommendation is we wait till you know for sure what you need, and then I'm comfortable with that. And I guess we could, kind of get input from each commissioner to give you a sense. But it sounds like until we know for sure what we're going to need, we should wait to make a motion. Can we just kind of get some feedback from each of the commissioners to get some direction for Chief Morris? Webster?
I'll jump in here. I think he should go ahead and pull the trigger on the first one, and we could have a motion to, or get a consensus, so we go ahead and pull the trigger on that. And on the second one, as he gets the information, come back to the board and we can give him information on at that time. But is there a cost savings to ordering two at the same time, or can we order one now and one 2 months from now? Is it going to make that big of a difference? Chief.
Good question. There's certainly a workload savings, so there's a cost associated with that. With inflation at 7.5% plus, I'd want to order them as quickly as possible. And the timeline, looking at 13 to 15 months, is a couple of weeks or a month going to make a difference? Probably not. But yeah, going with 8157, we need one for sure. So the question is, do we replace our backup, which is due for replacement in roughly the same time, 2024? So by the time we received it, we will need it. So I will verify with Shoreline that between our two stations and our two aid cars, we still need that one backup unit. We definitely need a backup. Do what they currently have, is that adequate to meet our backup? I'll verify that, and if you made your decision at the next meeting, that would be fine.
Chief Morris, if you think you might know sooner, we could add it to the agenda for our special meeting as well.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, and I'll verify tomorrow.
Great.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions from other commissioners on this topic? Okay, thanks, Chief Morris.
I think it makes sense to move forward with what he's talking about.
All right. Moving on, item 5.3, an update from the negotiation team. Commissioner Webster.
Jump in. We've spent the last couple of weeks working on putting together a copy of the contract, and Mr. Patchman can fill you in on that. But it's been quite a bit of work, but I think we've come up with something that will be good for discussion on Thursday's meeting. So thank you.
Chief Cowan, did you want to jump in there?
Sure. I would actually agree. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but thank you for sending it over the ILA, the draft ILA. I'll try and take a look at it this evening and work on it tomorrow as well. I know that our blending committee continues to do some great work, knocking around different solutions, for meshing the two labor groups and all that. I believe that, or I know that the battalion chiefs and ops chiefs got together today to talk about some operational issues. And I know that Joyce is working on a lot of the administrative issues too with North Shore staff. So I think there's a lot of progress. I'm not seeing anything that's, a super big challenge. It's just a lot of more, medium and lesser detail or lesser level work with a lot of details, to iron out. So one of the things that we're trying to gear around is, when are we going to implement, we're targeting my vision and goal, and I'll know more after the ILA, because getting the ILA done will allow us to cement some of the other things that we're doing, because then we'll actually have authority to know that, we're going forward, and all that. I'm not saying we're not going forward. It's just that, having the ILA will give us that legal authority to make sure that we're making permanent, more permanent decisions. So, I'm gearing everything around like an April 1st of at least operationally working together, with a following, on May 1st, June 1st, hopefully not later than that, of actually looking at all of our budgets and benefits and insurance and DRS and L&I and all of the bulk of the workload is actually on the administrative HR side of getting all those policies and everything, together. So that's kind of my rough time frame right now. But obviously the first step is to get this ILA done.
Mr. Paxton, anything to contribute here?
Yeah, to Chief Cowan's point, there are a million little details that we've hammered out in the last month. We were finally able to present an interlocal agreement contract for service this morning to Shoreline and their attorney. We've met once to discuss kind of high level what those changes would look like. Now they have a chance to see it. We're planning on meeting again in 2 days. So that will be a good, keep us on track for April 1st is also my goal at this point. We'll see if that's attainable as we continue negotiations.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the other commissioners? Okay. All right, moving on. The Administrative Activities Subcommittee, that's Commissioner Webster and Commissioner Byers. You guys had an opportunity to meet?
Yes, we've had a couple of short meetings. What we've discovered is that we need to do some more research with other agencies that have done the same thing. And so I heard back from one actually today, which gave me some input. And then also both Commissioner Byers and myself are reaching out again to a couple other agencies, trying to get their input. And we will give you more at our next regular meeting. But we're working diligently at it. We're finding that a lot of things that were on the original list that former Commissioner Dave gave us, was that a lot of the stuff we can give over to Shoreline, or as part of this contract, they'll cover a lot of the stuff as part of the administrative part of it. So so that's a good point. And once we get this contract sorted out, a lot of this will be answered. So that's all I have at this point.
Commissioner Admin?
Yeah, Commissioner Webster, I don't know if you've had a chance to reach out at all to King County Fire District 34, but I had conversations back when we were doing research with a Commissioner Tom Johnston there, and they had kind of a similar situation arrangement with Redmond Fire Department, and so that might be a good person for you to reach out to.
Thank you. Good. Appreciate the input. So.
Okay, any other comments or questions for that subcommittee? Okay, thank you very much. Moving on, item 5.5, North King County Training Consortium Leadership Discussion. Chief Morris?
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a brief update, and then Chief Cowan can jump in if you would like to add additional information. We received an email, we the chiefs of the the 4 current participating agencies within North King Training Consortium received an email from Eastside Fire, and they have formally notified us that they are pulling out of the consortium at the end of the year, and they are starting their own training consortium with Kirkland Fire, and it will be based at Station 31, and they are opening it to any agency within Zone 1 that wants to join. So we don't know. I'm not aware of what the plan is other than that, but obviously there's some discussions happening in the background, and it has significant impacts to us as part of North King Training Consortium. So I went to our training director and asked him what's going on, what's the plan. He had a meeting with Chief Clark, and he has been offered the job of training director at this new training consortium. So he has until April to let them know what he wants to do. So I personally felt it was a little offensive that another training consortium would be stood up right next to us, and then they would try to pick our training director without discussing it with us. But maybe I'm just the one that's being left out. I'm not 100% sure. But that's where we stand today. I'll let Chief Cowan add anything if he desires.
You weren't the only one that was left out. I was as well. I think I agree with all of your sentiments. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if there is a plan. Obviously the biggest impact to us as a consortium would be the potential, because Bothell also was invited, and they are considering what they want to do, and whether or not they want to go forward with it. One of the benefits of doing this is, especially if Bothell stays in, our existing consortium, is that we would be back to everybody being on the same 4-platoon schedule, which provides quite a bit better efficiencies in scheduling and so forth, and would actually result in cost savings and driving down the per capita cost, as well. So I think there's a ton of positive things for Bothell to stay in. I don't know if Kirkland is really committed, to the new consortium. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know if it's been conveyed, to Kirkland, Bothell. I should also mention that Duval and Snoqualmie were also invited to join this consortium. Shoreline wasn't. I'm guessing North Shore wasn't. So it's, I guess, yet to be determined as to how we move forward, and whether or not we have a train director, or if we're going to be regrouping and redefining what our new training consortium looks like. I can go on in greater details about any of these things and all the positive points and so forth. But for now, I think we're waiting to see what really shakes out, and whether or not Kirkland's really in, and or if Bothell is really going to leave our consortium.
Commissioner Admin.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. One is, have you guys had any conversations with Bothell, or are you planning to have any conversations with Bothell just to reach out on this topic? Or
I did. I had a conversation with Bruce Crone, the chief there at Bothell. I had some back and forth a little bit last week, and then I actually had a sit-down meeting with them yesterday, and Chief Newbold, Bill Newbold, who's their chief of operations, to talk about what I thought was a lot of the benefits of staying in the consortium, and asking why, what would be the desire, what would be the advantage of leaving the consortium. And again, I don't know what the plan is, or if there is one. Clearly, if Kirkland is on board with Eastside, that would be a bigger, potential consortium. But with Bothell, we're actually, we're at about a little over 200, in the consortium of firefighter qualified. So we'd actually be a little bit bigger than Eastside even. But again, I don't know where Kirkland sits on this. The feeling I got back was I know that Bruce, he's on vacation now, and he's going to get back to me when he gets back as to what his decision is, and or if we need to meet to talk about it a bit more. I was also going to reach out to Joe Sanford, the chief at Kirkland. I have not done so yet. I had a pretty busy day today, and I was going to reach out to him today, and I just haven't gotten there yet. So just to get a better understanding of where they're at in this process as well. We are looking at what this means, and it's a very dynamic situation at this point.
My other question was just about the ILA, but I suppose it's pretty much inevitable that there would be.
Commissioner Admin, we can't hear you.
Oh, I said my other question was just about the ILA that governs the training consortium, but I would imagine that subsequent to however this shakes out, there'll be a new ILA.
We needed a new ILA anyway, because when we wrote it up, we had the best intentions and all that, but we're finding some nuances to it that we weren't really anticipating. It needed to be updated anyway, and clearly now with what's going on, it'll need to be updated again. So yeah, that's definitely part of this. That's assuming Bothell is still in the consortium. If Bothell opts out of the consortium, then it's still within one organization. We don't need an ILA anymore.
What's the status of the ILA in terms of being able to opt out? I'm assuming that there's a minimum a 1-year opt out. So it's already March. How does Bothell opt out and join 2023 with the new consortium?
Good question. As you have been briefed on, Eastside has submitted a letter, for the end of the year as an opt out. I think that they were, hedging bets and trying to figure out, if they were really going to be successful with joining our consortium. So they can be out at the end of the year, whereas Bothell would need to give 1 year's notice of an opt out. So you're absolutely right. You're looking at spring of next year, likely, before they would be completely out. And most of that was to make sure that we were protected financially and being able to modify whatever the remaining partners looked like.
I would encourage you to reach out to Chief Joe Sanford. There's some changes at the top in Kirkland happening right now. So
I will say this in support. Thank you. And I really was planning on that. I would say this in support of, I think that Shoreline, North Shore, and Bothell would be very solid together. We have similar demographics. We work with each other on a daily basis, similar even in size of the departments themselves and so forth. I think there's a lot of positives there. We've already, speaking of Kirkland, we've also been very excited about having Kirkland join the consortium. The challenge there has been scheduling because they're on a 3 platoon, and it really breeds a whole lot of efficiency for everybody to be on the same schedule, or at least even, there's even some efficiencies on being on 4 platoon, but there's definitely inefficiencies with the different schedules, and that's been the problem, with bringing Kirkland on. And I know that's a hot topic, depending on who you talk to on different sides of trying to get to a 4 platoon schedule or not. It has been a deal killer in the past of trying to mesh a 3 platoon with a 4 platoon and still have efficiencies without driving up costs. You can make anything work. It's just where's that cost going to go, and those efficiencies. So I will definitely reach out to Chief Sanford.
Okay, any other comments, questions, concerns? All right. Thank you, Chief Morris and Chief Cowan, for that update. Item number 6, board resolutions. We have none. Item 7, consent agenda. I would accept a motion.
I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Commissioner Webster.
I'll second that.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Woolham. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of the consent agenda as presented, please say aye.
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 And aye. Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you very much. Item number 8, reports. Fire Chief.
Yeah, thank you. Obviously, lots going on for all of us. First of all, I'd just like to thank my admin staff and BCs and everyone here that's been working very diligently, collaboratively with Shoreline and part of the committees. It's been a great process so far. No red flags, and it's been a pleasure working with them. It's a lot of work, but it's, you don't mind it when it's a great process. So I'm very grateful for that. But on the fire chief report, I would say the biggest highlight is the retirements that we had. As of March 1st, we had Battalion Chief Doug Knight, Battalion Chief Jeff Taggart, firefighter Tyler Williams, and firefighter Brian Gilbert take advantage of the buyout, and they all retired. A few tears were shed, but a lot of seniority left the station. Great guys, great support, and yeah, most of them were sad to go. I will say that, but also excited. So thank you, commissioners, for that, helping us with that process, and that's certainly the highlight. But I'll entertain any questions or comments.
Commissioner Wallum.
Is there something that we're doing for everyone or have done for all the retirees? Is there a party or a celebration or plaques or something that we've done?
Yeah, great question. So typically what we do is for those that want tones, their last final shift tones, we will do that. And so one of them wanted it and the other 3 did not. So we communicated with NORCOM. There ended up being a little bit of a snafu, so it didn't actually happen, but it's going to. What we do is actually the local does a kind of just a breakfast burrito bar in the bay, and then we have a little retirement gathering there. So we are planning that. So that's coming up soon. There was no, since there was, we've never had 4 people retire at the same time, all different shifts. So we're planning that. We'll schedule that out, and those that want to participate can come, and we'll do tones at that point. And then any awards or plaques, that type of thing, we capture in the following year's annual banquet. So they're invited and they come, and that's when we present the retirement.
All right. Any other questions or comments for Chief? Commissioner Admin?
I have just a question about under the promotional interviews. What's going on with the BC spot?
Yeah, great question. Thanks for bringing that up. So tomorrow we are interviewing for one BC promotion. At this point, communications with Chief Cowan and Deputy Chief Foster and Nan Curvis. We believe the right move is to promote one, and there is the possibility of a second one, but at this point there's too many balls in the air, and few other decisions need to be made before that happens. So tomorrow, myself, HR Shannon Moore and Deputy Chief Foster are interviewing the 2 candidates, which is currently Captain Burrow and long-term actor Battalion Chief Hansen. So we have those interviews in the afternoon, and the 3 of us will interview them. And I've told them a decision will be made by Friday. So moving forward, that's the immediate plan. And another, depending on who is promoted, there's the trickle down. If a lieutenant and or a captain in training gets promoted, that'll follow suit. But this is the first ball that drops.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments for the chief? All right, seeing none. Item 8.2, commissioner reports. Okay. Seeing none. Item 8.3, legal counsel.
Well, over the last 2 weeks, Governor Inslee has announced that the state will soon move into a less restrictive phase of COVID response. Starting 10 days from now, there's going to be no more indoor mask requirements for the state of Washington. King County followed suit. But the governor still has a state of emergency in place and has not changed Proclamation 2028. Which is the proclamation that modifies the rules for open public meetings. So as a result, the district must continue to provide options for the public to attend these meetings through at least telephonic access. The district can and has been for a while able to attend or to have in-person meetings. Now you can do, as of March 11th, you can do that with or without requiring attendees to wear masks. Of course, the district can always exceed the state's requirement and require masking at those in-person meetings if or when we make the transition into that new phase. But as it is, nothing's changed in terms of how you can meet, other than if you were to meet in person, there would not be a mask mandate after March 1st and March 11th.
All right, thank you, Mr. Paxton. Sounds like we've got a decision to make here in the near future concerning the status of our meetings. Let's put that discussion under our next meeting, Amy, as we transition to item 9, setting a future agenda items.
Question
You,
for you.
Commissioner Webster?
Yeah, did we want to add that discussion about going to in-person meetings to the next regular meeting or to our special meeting? Because I think we should have it at our next regular meeting.
Yeah, that was my intention. Okay, so Amy, can you just clarify for us? We've got special meeting on Thursday at 5 p.m. Can you just one agenda item or two? We had what was this? The second one was Chief Morris's. The decision on the aid 157.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything in addition that we need to add to our next regular meeting outside of our standard agenda items? Amy?
Do you want the update from the negotiation team to be an item at the special meeting as well?
Yeah, let's have that as a standing agenda item going
Okay.
forward until ILA is signed. Okay, seeing no other agenda items. Accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
Seconded to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
And aye. All right, it's unanimous. Take care. See you on Thursday.